Well, thanks for being here. Isn't it great that we're here? I wanted to make sure we came down here. We love it here, right on the banks of the Great Lake. It's really wonderful to be with all of you. Very exciting. We have announced one other cabinet position, which is the director of the budget. But frankly, if we could exclude that for a second, because that's sort of different than all this. The first real cabinet position that we're announcing is the Secretary of Agriculture, and we're doing it for a variety of reasons. One is we're so committed to agriculture, and I talked about it during the campaign, and when I make promises in the campaign, I aim to keep them. And as we know, as agriculture is strengthened in Ohio, Ohio is strengthened. Because it's not just the person that's out there in the field, but it's all the related businesses and industries that are connected to agriculture. So we expect it to accelerate the strength and the growth of agriculture in Ohio. We want to wave the flag. One of the things that I'm excited about is the potential of having our nominee be able to be in a position to travel to a lot of our schools and to let kids know that ag is cool. Ag is cool. It's not just somebody out there on a tractor. It involves so many different things, and the ability to move agriculture into the 21st century is I think, a very exciting proposition for our state. So I was really excited to think about how we get this done and what we do to stress the critical importance of agriculture. This was not an easy decision because there were a number of people that worked with me aggressively in the campaign who I have a lot of regard for. One of them is with us today, Chris Gibbs. I wanted to tell you, though, you might say, how did you settle on Jim Zehringer? And well, first of all, he's going to be my own personal Jay-Z. That's very significant. He'll be the only Jay-Z in a cabinet I can think of in the entire country. And who knows where that might lead. But I felt a very personal connection with Jim. He's just one of these people that has such, he just has such a good heart and such a good brain. And he has a really way of communicating effectively, but in a way that is very appealing. He's a leader, but at the same time, he has a softness to him and an understanding to him that makes him special. For his friends, did I hit that nail on the head? I think that's exactly right. He's got a great wife. I would have liked to have picked Sharon, but she was not available. So it's a great family. And the amazing thing is that I didn't even realize this. Grows up in a family of 14 kids. This has got to be really something. Married his high school sweetheart, 37 years of marriage. Isn't that just as good as it gets? We know that he's been a farmer. We know he's in the legislature. He was a county commissioner. And most important, he has a connection to all of small-town Ohio. And those that don't know him in small-town Ohio are going to fall in love with Jim Zehringer. There's no question in my mind. And his job is not just going to be to work with farmers, but it's also going to be to work with universities to figure out how to open up the research and development. We believe that one of the most important things that we can do in Ohio is to stress the importance of our higher education operation. I'm pleased that we were able to do this announcement right here. But higher ed and their ability to do research and development and to convert that research and development into real products that can lead to real jobs is something that I am very excited about. And even though we heard people talk about the fact that trade is bad, what we do know is if we shut down trade in America or in Ohio, we shut down agriculture and we shut down jobs and we shut down progress. But we also are very mindful of the fact that when it comes to trade, we should not give other people an opportunity to take advantage of us. And Jim will be involved in any negotiation, whether it involves just the state of Ohio or whether it involves agriculture with our nation. I would expect him to be able to reach out and be recognized in Washington for his abilities as well. So this is I think, a great day for Ohio farmers. It's a great day for Ohio's economy, because we have someone who's committed to strengthening Ohio's basic and strongest industry. And at the same time, of course, you're going to have an advocate down here for being able to, over time, in a constructive and cooperative way, deal with the challenges of Grand Lake St. Mary's. I had the privilege to come down here and meet with a very responsible group of people who are trying to develop a very good plan to restore the greatness of this lake, which helps us to restore the economy of this area, which is critically important. I believe that they are creating a very good program for getting the job done, and you know, I think that Jim will be obviously critically important in terms of navigating all these waters, literally and figuratively, and we make a commitment here today that we want to improve this lake. Nothing happens overnight, but I also believe that if we can take the great research and development in many of our universities, bring them here, let all the operations of the state government cooperate, and to give a really good answer to the people as they deal with this problem may be something that sheds light on future problems inside the state of Ohio and maybe perhaps even around the country. So I'm very excited to be able to name Jim Zehringer, and I will tell you that he will not just be involved in agriculture, but Jim will be a strong personal advisor to me as we move forward. I will tell you that we are very, very pleased with the progress that we've made, both from a policy perspective and from a personnel perspective. And I think you would all agree that if we continue to fill the cabinet with people of the stature, of the integrity, of the intelligence, and of the good nature and good heart of somebody like Jim Zehringer, we're going to have a 10 strike and hit a grand slam home run. So it's my privilege and pleasure to invite to the podium my friend Jim Zehringer.
Thank you very much, John. And I want to introduce you to my mother of those 14 children.
Oh my goodness. Hey, Mom.
Well, thank you very much, Governor-elect Kasich. It's an honor to be standing here in my home county accepting this wonderful appointment. And I want to thank Tom Kasich for making all the arrangements, and Dean Mathias for letting us use this wonderful James F. Dickey Auditorium and overlooking Grand St. Mary's. What a fitting setting. I'm deeply humbled and honored to serve you, and I will do it to the best of my ability. Agriculture is the key to Ohio's economic future, and I am committed that our department works together with all the departments and the Kasich administration to leverage all resources, drive new jobs into agriculture, and protect the jobs currently provided by agriculture. As a farmer, I recognize the challenges facing the farm community today, and will work to partner with farm leaders across the state and to meet those challenges head on and develop solutions that will work for the state and for farmers. As a lawmaker, I also recognize that Ohio farmers must be committed to protect the land, the air, and the water in our local communities, and to provide excellent care for the animals, produce a safe, Ohio-raised food for consumers, and that the state plays an essential role in ensuring that these priorities are met. Just a few short years ago, I was tending to my chickens and fish at our family farm when Harley Jones shows up and asked me to run for county commissioner. Who would have guessed that I would be standing here today with Governor-elect Kasich and accepting a position that means so much to me? I am very passionate about agriculture, the environment, the family farm, and preserving it for future generations. When you look across Ohio and you see how agriculture plays an important role in the community, the schools, the churches, and the economy, it's a wonderful way of life, and I want to do everything to preserve that and make it achievable for the younger generation. Unfortunately, there is growing disconnect between consumers and modern agriculture production. Families are now 3 generations removed from their farms. And Ohio is losing over 700 family farms a year, some of them just to pay the inheritance tax. And I am grateful that John Kasich is committed to getting rid of the inheritance tax. Also recently, here in Mercer County, a family farm has decided to move just across the state line because of the too much regulatory uncertainty here in Ohio. And also a meat processing plant has announced its closing because we don't produce enough hogs. Agriculture is the #1 economic contributor to Ohio's economy. And for the past year and a half, I have crisscrossed the state with Chris Gibbs and Governor-elect Kasich to go to places like Farm Science Review, ethanol plant. We visited modern poultry farms. We went to agribusinesses like J&M Manufacturing and Morrison Genetic Research there, a great company in Fort McGovern. John soaked all that up like a sponge. He understands the importance of agriculture, and with his business savvy experience, he'll bring together great opportunities for Ohio's agriculture. John gets it. There is an endless agriculture opportunity at our fingertips. From wanting to use the third frontier money to help research in polymers and ag-related products in our great colleges and universities, to expanding markets, to updating transportation and rail to handle our commodities. As Director of the Ohio Department of Agriculture, I'm looking forward to sharing John's vision of growing things in Ohio. The Ohio Department of Agriculture is primarily a regulatory agency. Food safety, animal health, weights and measures, pesticide regulations, oversight in Ohio's large-scale farms, amusement ride inspections are some of their responsibilities. Over 10 million people a day eat safe, wholesome food because of the food safety regulations and the good inspectors we have at the Ohio Department of Agriculture. I look forward to working with all 88 counties and promoting jobs through agriculture and stressing the importance of being good stewards of the land. I appreciate Governor-elect Kasich's keen interest for agriculture, and I'm looking forward to being his chief advisor in agricultural matters. I want to thank my wife Sharon and my family for being here today. They have given me their support, which was the determining factor. I also want to thank Charlie Hine, who always said, surround yourself with good people.